ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहनाववतु
ॐ सहनाववतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ
भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै
सह वीर्यं
सह
करवावहै
वीर्यङ्करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवत्वेषिणीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवत्वेषिणीम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः
वेदैस्तामोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुस्तुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तं न विदुस्तुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेषु सर्वशक्ति समन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे
रूपे
सर्वेशे
सर्वेशे
सर्वशक्ति
शक्ति
समन्विते
समन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि
देवी
नो देवी देवी नमोस्तुते
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा रुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
त्वामाश्रितान्नान्नविपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वाबाधाप्रशमनं
प्रशमनं
त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
त्रैलोक्येश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते
नमोस्तुते
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा रुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
त्वामाश्रितान्नान्नविपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वाबाधाप्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम्
कार्यम्
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते
भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते
देव्यस्त्राहि नो देवी
देवी नमोस्तुते
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा रुष्टातु कामान् सकलानभीष्टान्
त्वामाश्रितान्नान्नविपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिता ह्यश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति
सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी
सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं
सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्य किलेश्वरी
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
एवमेव त्वया कार्यम्
कार्यम्
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्।
अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
श्रीभगवानुवाच
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 मय्यासक्तमनाः पार्थ
मय्यासक्तमनाः
योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः
योगं
युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः
असंशयं समग्रं माम्
असंशयं समग्रं
समग्रं
माम्
माम्
यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु
यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु।
शृणु
ज्ञानन्तेऽहं सविज्ञानम्
ज्ञानं तेहं सविज्ञानम्।
विज्ञानम्
इदमक्ष्याम्यशेषतः
इदं
इदं
वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः
यज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत्
यज्ञात्मानेह भूयोऽन्यत्
ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते
ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते।
मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु
मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु
सहस्रेषु
कश्चित् यतति सिद्धये
यतति सिद्धये।
जयते
यततामपि सिद्धानां
यततामपि सिद्धानां
कश्चिन्मा वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः।
भूमिरापो नलो वायुः
नलो वायुः
खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च
मनो बुद्धिरेव च।
अहङ्कार इति यं मे
अहङ्कार
इति यं मे
भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा
भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा
प्रकृतिरष्टतः
अपरेयस्त्विमस्त्वन्याम्
अपरेयम् इति यस्मिन्
प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम्
प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम्।
जीवभूतां महाबाहो
जीवभूतं महाबाहो
ययेदं धार्यते जगत्
येदं दृश्यते जगता
In 7th chapter, Bhagavan has given introduction of Atma Jnanam. Otherwise, we can say introduction of knowledge of Ishvara. So first two verses are just for introduction. And Bhagavan says, I will tell you. Mom, Bhagavan says, I will tell you, and having known this Jnanam, what will happen to you? In second verse, Bhagavan says, Neha bhuyo nyat gnatavyam avashishyate. Having known whatever Gnanam I will tell you, nothing will be left out. You will as though you know everything. And Bhagavan has given two names. I will tell you Gnanam Savignanam. The meaning we have seen, the Gnanam we can take as a paroksha. And it's called indirect knowledge. And Savijnanam means aparoksha jnanam. Assimilated knowledge, what we are discussing, is called Savijnanam. And having known, nothing will be left out. And in third verse, what we have seen, Bhagavan has given a rareness, a very rare people who are interested in moksha. So Bhagavan says, Manushyanam Madhye Sahasreshu. There are many people, Kashchid Siddhaya Yatati. There are very few people. One who is the strive for Siddhaya means mokshartha. One who strive for mokshartha. And among one who are even after moksha, there are very few. Yatatam api siddhana. Mumukshanam madhye api kashchin mam vetti tattvataha. Very, very, very few. Even we can count in fingertip. That people, that person is very, very less. Tattvataha means in reality. And in fourth and fifth verse, Bhagavan is going to introduce his own Prakriti. So Ishvara, now Krishna is introduced himself as a Ishvara. So he says, we have seen, but let me see first this sloka. This Bhagavan says, Me bhinna prakritihi ashtada. Me means mama. Ashtada means in eightfold. Bhinna means different. Prakritihi. I have my prakriti in eightfold. And which are those? Bhumihi means earth. Apaha means water. Analaha, fire. Vayuhu means air. Kham, space. Manaha, buddhi. Ahankara. Here Bhagavan is going along with Sankhya philosophy. But before that, what Bhagavan would like to say that we have seen last week. And here Bhagavan is introducing himself as a Ishvara, as a Jagat Karana. And we have seen there are two causes are important to create anything. And that we have seen material cause and efficient cause. And in general, if we see in this word, so what are the material cause and what are the efficient cause? So if we take pot is the creation, so clay is the upadan karanam, nimitta karanam is pot maker. Ornaments, gold is the upadan karanam, goldsmith is the efficient cause. If we take any our whatever we are using, shirt, pant, sari, anything, so cotton is the upadan karanam, weaver is the efficient cause. For furniture, wood is a upadan karanam or material cause, and carpenter is efficient cause. Same way, here our word is like a creation. Generally, people say it's like a creation, but in our understanding, it is not creation, it's just manifestation. But if it is created, then who is the creator? And who is the efficient cause? And who is the upadan karan? I generally used to say we have no difficulty to accept Ishvara as the efficient cause. We always accept, even without knowing Vedanta also, we know there is a Ishvara who has created the world. But this thing, only Vedanta told us. Who is the Upadan Karana of all this creation? So it says Bhagwan himself or Ishvara himself as a material cause. That we have seen, and I have quoted. There is a one mantra is for Mundaka, Aitareya Upanishad, and this one is from Taittiriya Upanishad. Need not to go in detail, but in both, Bhagwan says, I am a material cause and I am the efficient cause. Here, Akamayat, it proves Bhagwan is, Ishvara is efficient cause, and Abhavat, Abhavat, and everything Satyam Abhavat means Bhagwan himself is a material cause. And someone asks how one person, one thing, one satta can be both material cause as well as efficient cause. So in same Mundaka, another word mantra is there. He has given the example in Mundaka is a spider. Spider, cobweb, srujate also from inside one, and gruhnate also. It withdraws also. So spider is the efficient cause of cobweb. Spider is a material cause of cobweb. Is both. In last time we have not seen, but what this both line would like to tell. Yatha pruthivyam aushadaya sambhavati. Prithvi for us is like inert. From inert Prithvi, aushadahi means of plantation. They all are live. So from inert, live plantation means sentient plantation comes out. And another example is Sataha Purusha, a people, particularly human being, is sentient. And from human being, our hair are insentient. When cuts, they are insentient. So one example is from inert, live is coming, and from live, insentient is coming. Same way, aksharat, from this consciousness, iha vishwam sambhavati, means from Ishvara, in people's mind, they always think there are inert and there are sentient two things in this world. That's why this both example from Ishvara or from consciousness, both things, inert and sentient, Sambhavati is born, as though is born. That's why Ishvara is also called Abhinna Nimitta Upadhankara. Is in one only, both efficient cause as well as material cause. That also we have seen. And now, last we have seen, Ishvara as though consists of two aspects, or we can call as the two principles. And that's why we call Ishvara as the Ardhanareshwar. Like our Dakshinamurti is the Ardhanareshwar. And which are, what are those factors that we have seen last? Bhagwan has two aspects. One is called Paraprakriti and another is called Aparaprakriti. If we say, which are the common features? So common features of Para and Apara is both are Anadi, beginningless. Uncommon feature, Para Prakriti is sentient, conscious principle, while Apara Prakriti is inert principle. And another name of Apara is Maya also. There are many names of Maya, Avyaktam, Apara, Maya, even Pradhanam, many names, even Avidya, all are name of Maya Shakti. Another second aspect of para prakriti is it's a nirgunam without any attributes, while maya is a sagunam. Apara prakriti is sagunam, it deals with matter only. Sattva, rajas and tamas is a attribute of apara prakriti maya. Para prakriti is without modification, while apara prakriti is keep on moving. Akarmani karma yapashyat, we can tell. And para prakriti is satyam, swatantram, independent. While apara prakriti is dependent on para prakriti, that's why it's a mithya, paratantram. And put together both para and apara is called Ishvara. So always Maya is Ishvara's power. Like we say, this child has inner power. We have to just tap it out and it should come out. Same way, Ishvara has some power. It's called Maya Shakti. Whenever universe needs, Bhagwan just activate his power. It's called Maya Shakti. And this is the cause of whole Jagat. So Para Prakriti plus Apara Prakriti, both is called Ishvara. Out of them, this universe is born. That's why Ishwar is also a Bhinna Nimitta Upadan Karana. But here we can say one thing, this Para Prakriti is Vivarta, while Maya is Parinami Upadan Karana. Last time we have not seen, I have not mentioned, Puja Swamiji is mentioned in Gita home study. There are different type of methodologies are available in Upanishad. They to unfold the truth, to unfold the reality of this universe, a different type of methodology. They called is a prakriya. In Sanskritam, it's called prakriya. So there is a panchakosha prakriya is available. In Taittiriya Upanishad, this and out of this Satyam is comes out. This is the methodology. Another is called Avasthatraya Prakriya. Having analyzed all three states, waking, dream state, and our sleep state, it's discussed in Mandukya Upanishad in detail. All are dedicated to Avasthatraya Prakriya. There is another Prakriya, is called Drugadrashya Prakriya. Itself and main sentence is Drashta Drashyam na bhavati. Seeker cannot be seen. Seer cannot be seen. Drashta is called seer. Drashyam is called see. After teaching this Panchakosha Avastataya, then last, this Drashta cannot be even our body and mind is also Drishyam, is seen. So we are not even body mind. This is also. And in Vedanta is called, is a bread butter for Upanishad, is called Karya Karana Prakriya. Cause and effect, Karya Karana Prakriya. It is available even in Taittiriya Upanishad. It is in Mundaka Upanishad. It's Karya Karana Prakriya. And after teaching everything Karya and Karya, introduce this is the cause, then this is the effect. And last, they say that consciousness is Karya Karana Vilakshana. It is not even Karya also, it is not Karana also. Total is different. So this is being discussed here. Now we will see still this fourth verse is dedicated to Sankhya philosophy. According to Vedanta, even Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, we have seen there are 5 bhutas, subtle and then Panchikaranam Sthula Bhuta, Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham. Total 5. But Bhagwan has discussed here Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara. So that's why I would like to show you some Sankhya philosophy because Bhagwan has taken little bit different, but I would like to show you. What is the Sankhya philosophy? Should I make little bit more? So we have only 5, After Ishvara and Maya, means consciousness is Maya, it's become Ishvara, then only 5. We have Panch Mahabhuta, but according to Sankhya, they say total 25 elements. Out of this, whole universe is just come out. So they have written here, first Purusha and Prakriti is the main. And what is the main difference between us means the Advaita philosophy and Sankhya philosophy, we have said only one Purusha. Here Purusha means consciousness. Chaitanya Tattva. And we say Prakriti means Maya. Bhagavan will say here Maya also. Maya is under control of Ishvara. But according to Sankhya, they say both are parallel reality. According to Sankhya. So Purusha, after universe has gone, so there are two reality will be available. One is called consciousness and another is called Maya. And another name of Maya, according to Sankhya, they say another name is Pradhanam. In Brahma Sutra, here Pradhanam is not our Vada Pradhanam or Indian. Pradhana means Maya. They say from both Purush and Prakriti, first element has come is called Mahatattva. They say called Mahatattva. Another is called Ahankara. After Mahatattva is Ahankara is born. Ahankara according to them is a Buddhi. And from Ahankara they have got Sattva, Rajas and Tamas Ahankara. They say from Sattva Ahankara aspects, mind, all sense organs and organs of action. So here Gnanendriya, Karmendriya and mind, they are born out of Sattva. There is a nothing from Rajas Ahankara according to them. And from Tamas Ahankara, they say Tanmatras, means there are subtle, all sound, touch, form, flavor, means and smell. Shabda, Sparsha, Rup, Ras. I think it should be taste, they have written, and smell. And this is after Sthuli Bhutani, means after Panchikaranam, this is space, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Artha. And what is the role of Rajas Ahankara? They have just written here. So just for, there is playing a role to impel both Sattvic Ahankara and Tamas Ahankara to create something, because it's always activate, no? It's a Rajas Ahankara. This is their theory. But Bhagwan would like to say out of this, creation is born. So Bhagwan has used this philosophy. So Prakriti called Avyaktam, here Mahatattva, Ahankara and Manas. Now, having kept this mind, we will see Bhashyam. Shankaracharya is explaining. He says, Bhumihi. Bhumihi means he has written Prithvi Tan Matram. So he says, it is only subtle form, Tan Matra, subtle form, Uchyate, Natu Sthula. It is not gross. And why? So he says, because of Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. From that aspect, we can say, he says, Bhinna Prakritihi Ashtada iti vachanat. Because Bhagavan has used this word, Bhinna Prakriti, total eightfold my Prakriti. And this Abadayaha, Apaha, Analaha, Vayuhu, need not to explain. So he says, Tatha, Abadayaha, up, Adi. So up, fire and Vayu, api tan matrani eva uchyate. So Bhagwan starts from gross to, compared to kham, apaha, earth is gross, more subtle is apaha, more subtle is analaha, more subtle is Vayu, subtle, more subtle is space, then more subtle according to Sankhya, Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankara. Here Mahat Tattva is not discussed. Actually, that now Shankaracharya ji is explained, because that's why I have shown you, because here there is a no Mahat Tattva. And here Mahat Tattva is the main thing in Sankhya. So now Shankaracharya is explaining here. So he says, Apaha, Analaha, Vayuhu Kham, Manaha iti, Manasaha Karanam, Ahankaraha Gruhyate. So after that Kham, there is a Manaha. So he says, what is the meaning of Manaha? He says, Manasaha Karanam, Ahankaraha. So according to Shankaracharya ji, here Manaha is equal to Ahankaraha. So for that, I have kept another thing for you. So according to Shankaracharya ji, he says, Manasaha Karanam, because Pancha Tan Matra, I have not written here. From Tan Matra, Manasaha Karanam, Ahankara. So according to Shankaracharya ji, Ahankara is equal to Mana. First. Then he explained, Buddhi iti. Because Bhagavan as in shloka is written, Mana Buddhi Ahankara. So he says, now what is Buddhi? So he says, Buddhi iti Ahankaraha Karanam Mahattattva. So he says, Buddhi is Mahattattva. So that's why I have written here, Mahattattvam is equal to Buddhi. And now, Mahattattva Buddhehe Karanam Para means Maya. It's called Avyaktam. And if Bhagavan has spoken as Ahankara, it should be here Avyaktam. But Bhagavan has spoken as Ahankara. So he justifies Bhagavan's Ahankara. Shankaracharya is beautiful. He says, Buddhi iti Ahankaran Mahattattvam, Ahankara iti Avidya Sanyuktam Avyaktam. So Apara Prakriti, Maya, consider as a Avyaktam. So here, Ahankar is equal to this, Apara Prakriti. Here. Another name is Prakriti or Pradhanam. So Ahankar is equal to Apara. Now Shankaracharya is explain or justifies why Ahankar is equal to Maya. So he has explained, Yatha Visha Sanyuktam Annam Visham Uchyate. He says, Yatha, just as Visha Sanyuktam Annam, a food which is with poison. So that food also, we always say is a poison only. We can't say it's food. A food with poison, we always say is a poison. Evam, in this manner, ahankara vasanavat avyaktam. Avyaktam means Maya, avyaktam is pradhanam or apara prakriti is always with ahankara vasanavat. Here the meaning of ahankara is aham karoti. When we say ayam dehaha aham, it's called ahankara. If we say idam manaha aham, this is my mind, this is my body, ahankara kaharoti. So because why we are calling us as the body and mind? Because of agnanam only, no? That's why Shankaracharya has written ahankara vasanavat. Because we have impression of this body mind is myself. That's why avyaktam moola karanam ahankara iti uchyate. That's why avyaktam maya or apara prakriti moolam ka is the cause of everything. Puja Swamiji used to say, if anybody knows, it's called Mataji. Mataji, avidya is a moola karanam ahankara. To consider oneself as a body mind sense complex is called ahankara. Pravartakatvad ahankaras, because it's always give one sense of myself is called pravartakatvad ahankaras. So ahankaraha pravartaka. The meaning is this notion, this body mind sense complex, it's always push us in sansara. That's why ahankara and Maya is all as though one and same. That's why Shankaracharya says, Ahankaraha evahi sarvasya pravrutti bijam drashtam loke. Drashtam loke. In this word, we have seen what we have seen. Sarvasya pravrutti bijam. The seed of each and every activity in this word, it is what? It's nothing but ahankara. Ahamesham mama ete. If you remember, the Shankaracharya has given the definition of samsara is ahamesham. There is a one beautiful in Upodagad, means in introduction Bhashyam, Shankaracharya has written aham esham. I am belongs to them. Aham esham. Ete mama. These people are belongs to me. That Arjuna's thinking is called sansara. Mama ete. I have written here. I am belongs to them and they are belongs to me. It's called Sarvasya Pravrutti Bijam. This is the seed of each and every activity, and this is called Ahankara. Because we consider ourselves as a body, we consider ourselves as a mind. That's why we start each and every activity. And this consider oneself as a body, mind, sense complex is called Ahankara. Drashtam Loke. Bhagavan says, Shankaracharya says, we have seen in this word. That's why, according to Shankaracharya, because Bhagavan has written here, Ahankara means avyaktam maya. So totally different. This manaha is simple ahankara, buddhi is the mahat tattva, and ahankara is equal to maya. Ithiyam, this is all my total eightfold prakriti, my nature. Iti, in this way. Iyam means this. Yathoktaha, what I have told. Yatha uktaha, what I have told. Me prakriti. This is my prakriti. This is my nature. In which type of nature? Shankaracharya has written, Mama Ishwari Maya Shakti. This is my Maya Shakti. This is my power of Maya Shakti. And it belongs to me. That's why it's called Ishwari. It is not separate. Even though we have taken Sankhya philosophy, still Bhagavan says, this is Ishwari, this is belong to me, Maya Shakti, Ashtada Bhinna. This is the main eightfold, Bhedam Agataha. It has taken this, given to eightfold parts of this Maya Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. This is called Apara. So Bhagavan has explained first is Apara Prakriti, and in fifth verse, Bhagavan is explaining Bhagavan's another Prakriti is called Para Prakriti. We have already chanted this verse. Apareya mitastvanyam prakrutim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagata. If we split Sandhi, so here there are many words. Apara, iyam, itaha, tu, anyam. I think more than 7 to 8 words. Apara, iyam, itaha, tu, anyam. Total 5 words. Prakrutim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yaya idam dharyate jagat. So if we see the Anvaya, so Anvaya is, first one is Bhagavan says, Iyam Apara. This is my Apara Prakriti. What I have explained in previous verse, in fourth verse, so here up to Iyam Apara. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha. Iti yam me apara ashtadha prakriti is called iyam apara. Itaha tu anyam. Now Bhagavan says itaha tu anyam. Whereas itahu tu means whereas itaha after this anyam there is another also. And what is the name of that? It's Param Prakriti. The name of another Prakriti is called Para Prakriti. And what is the nature of Para Prakriti? It says Jiva Bhutam. It is in the form of Bhut. Whenever Bhut comes, no, at the end of word, the meaning is Swarupa. Otherwise, in English, in the form of. So Apara Prakriti is in the form of Jiva. Vidhi means you should understand. And because of this para prakriti, yaya para prakrutya, idam jagat dharyate. I have sustained whole jagat, whole creation, whole universe with the help of this para prakriti. In the sense, Bhagavan is saying, I am the cause of whole jagat. He has explained himself. So now Shankaracharya is very short bhashyam, but beautiful bhashyam. Shankaracharya is written, if somebody says, where this inferior word has come, always there are people, they say there are two, Bhagavan has said, one is called superior, another is called inferior. That is come from here. So Bhagavan has explained apara, apara iyam. So Shankaracharya says apara means na para, which is not exalted. Para means rest. Na para means which is not para, nikrushta. This is the translation of opera. These people are taking inferior, lower. This opera I consider as a ashuddha. Ashuddha means is a fraught with sattva, rajas, tamas. That's why ashuddha. Nothing impure, but ashuddha because it is with three attributes, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And this apara prakriti consider as a anarthakari. It creates a havoc. It creates a pain. That's why it's called another Bhagavan Shankaracharya is given adjective is anarthakari. Because in Maya only, all pain, happiness, everything is in Maya only. And more, if we consider ourselves as a body, mind, sense complex, and more, we are in pain. That's why to consider oneself is apara only, is anarthakari. And another Shankaracharya is given sansara bandhana atmika. These all are adjectives, all apara prakriti. He says nikrushta is not good, ashuddha, so is impure, sattva rajas tamas, anarthakari. It always gives a pain, anarthakari, it creates a problem. That's why it creates problem because we are giving the reality of this world. That's why it's anarthakari only. And last one is sansara bandhana atmika. Again, atmika means in the form of bandhana, bondage, and sansara means sansara. This apara prakriti is in the form of the bondage of this world. More we give the reality of apara prakriti, more and more we are bound with this world. That's why it's called sansara bandhana atmika. In Mandukya, it is give the beautiful example that a Gaudapadacharya mainly, he compares our dream state and our waking state. And having compared both, he says, if we say dream state is not real, then he says we should say even waking state is not real. And really, waking state is also not real. And if we know this waking state is not real, then we are becomes Shuddha. This waking state create a problem, anarthakari, because we are giving the reality. We always said dream state is not real, but we are giving the reality of this waking state. That's why it's called Sansara Bandhana Atmika. Compared to this opera, now there is another Prakriti. Both are made. So when we say Ishvara's both Prakriti, so we not consider there is a one Ishvara and there is a two different thing. But really speaking, Para and Apara, both are Ishvara only. Itaha. Now Bhagavan says Itaha. After that, Asyaha means Aparayaha, Yathoktayaha. What I have told is properly. Yatha is though. Tu means whereas, Anyam, totally different. Previous Apara Prakriti was Ashuddha. This is called Vishuddha. There is a no, totally pure. Nitya, Nitya Shuddha, Nitya Mukta. That's why Nitya Shuddha. Vishuddha, Prakriti, Mama Atma Bhutam. This is in my form only. Bhutam means in the form of myself. Mama means Atma. Atma means myself. Bhutam in the form of this is nothing but in myself only. With thee, you should know. Me means mine. Param, Prakrishtam, exalted. Another Prakriti is called Param Prakriti, which is called Prakrishtam, means most exalted. And what is that? He says Jiva Bhutam. It is given here Jiva Bhutam. Shankaracharya is written Kshetragna Lakshanam. In 13th chapter, Kshetragna Yoga, in Bhagavan has said there are many kshetras, means many bodies. He explained everything. There are many. What is the meaning of kshetra? And he says Kshetram Janati iti Kshetragna. One who knows this kshetra is called kshetra. So kshetra automatically becomes the drushya because knower always different from known. So kshetra is different, kshetragna is different. So this para prakriti is kshetragna lakshana. And in that 13th chapter, Bhagavan has told the kshetragna is Mam Vidhi. You should know I am kshetragna. This is Mahavakya of this Gita. And the kshetragna, what is the job or function of consciousness sitting inside the jiva? So his Bhagavan says, Prana Dharana Nimitta Bhutam. I'm in the form of the sustain, the prana of all beings. It's called Prana Dharana Nimitta Bhutam. This is Jiva Bhutam. This is my another Prakriti, from which I'm just sustain all beings. So total 84 yonis, no? 84 crores yoni. All are sustained by only one Ishvara, Para Prakriti. He Mahabaho, Yaya Prakrutya. Because of this, my nature of consciousness, idam, this Dharyate Jagat, I sustain whole world. And how, in which manner? So he is written, Shankaracharya ji is good word one. Antaha Pravishtaya. What Bhagavan has given in Taittiriya Upanishad. Let me enter inside. And he became everything. So, or we can take also another way, Antaha Pravishtaya means Ishvara enters in the heart of all beings and make it live. If Ishvara was not available in the heart of any being, then how can that heart starts beating? So Ishvara, in this way, this whole sentient Jagat sustained. And in the form of Apara Prakriti, Ishvara has sustained all inert. At last, when we have knowledge, at that time we can understand, really speaking, there is a no opera, not para, only one consciousness. But up to there, up to until we have to first, what is the, this Vedanta's, how Vedanta teaches us, first, he would like to separate two things, Atma and Atma. This is the first step. You have to separate our body mind. We have to separate our body mind sense complex. And we should know we are not anatma. This is the first step of learning. When we understand properly, inert and sentient, then same Upanishad will say, Ishavasyamidam sarvam. Here nothing is inert, everything is consciousness. But first, we have to separate ourselves from body mind sense complex. Then we understand properly. Then say body mind sense complex cannot be separate from us. So all are mithya. Reality is only Atma. This is myself. It's called idam dharyate jagat. In this way, Bhagavan has sustained whole jagat. So in my understanding, anta pravishtaya, we can take by two ways. First, for sentient, Bhagavan has as though entered in the heart of each and every being and make them live. And another we can take in whole Jagat, Bhagavan has entered in even sentient, insentient, and make this Jagat live. It keep on, even this Anatma is also keep on going because of what? Only Ishvara only. So both way we can take. Because in Taittiriya Upanishad, what we have said, Bhagavan says, I become both. So tat sruštva tadeva anupravishat. Same Shankaracharya has written anta pravishya. Then anupravishya, having entered, satya bhavat, tyatya bhavat means we become sentient also, insentient also. Satyam also, anrutam also. Satya and mithya, both Ishwar and become. Same thing Shankaracharya ji would like to convey. Anta pravishya. How we take depends on us. But really speaking, anta pravishya we can take in both ways. Entered in heart and make these all beings kshetragna become a kshetragna. But even in inert also, Bhagavan has given the sustenance for its existence. Bhagavan has borrowed asti bhati priya to even anatma also. Without asti bhati is, how can this inert also sustain? So anta pravishtya, the meaning of both. And even in, he says, he has become everything in sixth verse. But the detail we will see tomorrow. Anybody you would like to ask?
Yeah, Swamiji,
Yeah.
in 7.4, in the explanation of Shankaracharya,
Hmm.
he says, Yatha Visha Samyuktam Annam Visham Uchyate.
Hmm.
What is that?
Yeah, here only.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Um,
Vishamuchyate evam
एवं अहंकार वासनावत्
avyaktam.
अव्यक्तं मूल कारणम अहंकार इति. I did not get that second part of it. अहंकार वासनावत् अव्यक्तं
Suppose avyaktam consider as a annam.
Hmm.
Hmm. And here Visham
Hmm.
consider as a ahankar.
Okay. Hmm.
So if
Okay.
avyaktam is
Yeah.
connected with ahankara,
Hmm.
that's
Yes.
why Mulakaram we can take as Ahankara because the Bhagwan has in Shloka, Bhagwan has not taken Ahankara.
Yes.
Ahankara is equal to Prakriti only,
Prakriti.
Apara Prakriti.
Yes.
But Bhagwan is not written as Apara Prakriti or Avyaktam. He is taken as Ahankara.
Ah.
That's why I say Mulakaram is Avyaktam.
Hmm.
That's why I say Avyaktam is a Mulakaram, means Maya.
Hmm. So basically, he's saying ahankara vasanavat avyaktam becomes karanam for samsara.
Samsara, yeah. There's
But
Avidya
I
only.
did not understand that sentence. That Ahankara Vasanavat Avyaktam Moola Karanam Ahankara
Then
iti.
we have to give pause here. You can say evam ahankara vasanavat avyaktam moola karanam. So that we have to understand first. Moola karanam means
Moola
original
Karanam
cause.
is Avyaktam.
Or
Maya.
original cause is avyaktam means Maya.
Okay. Okay.
But why Maya? Here Shankaracharya has taken because Bhagavan has given ahankara is a avyaktam. That's why it says avyaktam is ahankara vasanavat. This Maya. Why this Maya is the cause of whole universe, no?
Yes.
Why this universe is keep on going? Nothing because of only ahankara vasana.
Ahankara Vasana.
Because of ahankara vasana, we have given the reality of this avyaktam, and that's why this samsara is going on. That's why we can take avyaktam, moola karanam is the ahankara.
Oh, so Ahankara is the Moola Karanam.
That's why I was telling. Actually, this is the philosophy of Samkhya. He says from opera, though it is called avyakta moola karanam. After that, Mahat Tattva is born. From Mahat Tattva, Ahankara is born, and Ahankara, mind is born.
Yes.
And Bhagavan has described in this verse, Man Buddhi Ahankar. Only Bhagavan has used. Bhagavan has not taken as a apara prakruti or avyaktam here. So how can justify ahankara as a apara prakruti or avyaktam? That's why Shankaracharya has given this description. Because of ahankara only, we have given avyaktam is a moola karan. That's why prakruti is here is ahankara. This is the justification is correct only, but justification of Shankaracharya ji, why Bhagavan has taken. Because mano buddhi, ahankara, there is a no mahat tattva also. So he says here manaha is equal to mahat tattva. Buddhi is equal to ahankara, and ahankara is equal to avyakta. Totally different. That's why he give whole justification. He says here manasah manaha. So here mana is not manaha, but manasah karanam ahankara gruhyate. So we have to take mind is a ahankara.
Yes.
Then he says buddhi iti ahankara karanam mahattattva. So here buddhi is equal to mahattattva. But now Bhagavan has used ahankara. So he says ahankara is nothing but avidya sanyuktam.
Yeah.
Then what is avyaktam? Again, Shankaracharya is defined in whole another paragraph.
Okay. Yes.
That's why he used this Visha Sanyuktam Annam Vishamuchyate. Same way, Ahankara Vasana.
Good example. Visha Samyuktam Annam Vishamuchyate, like that. This Maya that is a play with all your Ahankara becomes
Yeah, because of Ahankara only, this keep on going. No? Whole sansara is going on. Beautiful explanation. That's why 3 times I have shown. Totally different Bhagavan has put.
I have not come across this in Swamiji's book. This Visha Samyuktam Annam Vishamuchyate.
It's not given?
I don't think so. I'll have to go back and check.
I think
seems like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, okay. What Raviji?
So Swaminiji, when we say avyaktam, it usually refers to
Avidya.
The changeless self or Atman or Brahman, right? Avyaktam.
No, avyaktam is generally when para is come somewhere consciousness, then always we take avyaktam as a maya.
Maya.
Oh.
Avidya.
But the meaning of avyaktam is changeless, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it comes also changeless. So always we have to check context. Because maya is also avyaktam.
How can you say that? I mean, Maya is ever changing. That's what Maya, right?
Avyaktam means we cannot see Maya. We can see all the changes of Maya. But we really don't know what is the Maya. That's why it's called Avyakta. We have defined this Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. This is all because of Sattva. But really speaking, more and more if we analyze, we can't see Maya. We have to just define this is the play of Maya. But we don't know what is Maya. That's why it is Avyakta. It's the power
You
of
can see the effects of Maya. Yeah. And that's where we continue to see and get stuck.
Even that's why Bhagavan says, okay, if you want to come out from Maya, Mameva Sharanam Prapatti. In this only, Maya Meva. If you come out from Maya, so Mameva ya Prapadyante, Maya Metam Taranti. So if you come to me, then I can save you from Maya. That's why I used to give one example. Fishermen always throw net from far away. He never throw net near to catch the fish. Same way, Bhagwan, if you is the Maya always, Bhagwan is using Maya and he always spread Maya far from Ishvara. If we near Ishvara, then we are saved. That's why Mame Ve Prapadyante.
So the fish near the feet of the fisherman is never caught.
Never. Cannot catch. Same way we are like a fish near the fisherman.
Then you become the fisherman.
In the second chapter, Swamiji, that verse Avyaktadini Bhutani Vyaktamadhyani Bharata, that one. So what is the meaning of Avyakta there?
Avyaktam is unmanifest. Jiva was unmanifest. After birth, manifest. After death, again goes back to unmanifest.
Okay. So you take Maya in the sense of unmanifest.
Unmanifest. Even Jiva, to consider Jiva is also Maya only. If we consider I am Jiva, is because of Maya only. Always we used to say, if Jivatvam, if we remove, so only consciousness is there. To consider oneself with mind is called Jiva, no? I have a consciousness, being, conscious being, but with mind become Jiva. So if we see ourselves without mind, then we have consciousness only.
And the word ahankara, previously you have, I think in third chapter, right? When you said ahankara is aham karoti iti ahankara. So the sense.
Same we can applicable here. When we say aham karoti, aham ayam deha, I am this body, then it's called ahankara. Idam manaha aham. This my mind is also myself. It's called ahankara. This is keep on this cycle of idam chakram parivartate. What Shankaracharya has written something? Pravartanam. What is something was there? Pravartakatva. This thinking keep on changing in this our world. Pravartaka. We cannot come out from this cycle. Pravartakatva.
In the agam karoti, there is kartrutvam implied.
Yeah, when doership comes, no, then samsara keeps on moving. Any question?
I recall some Buddhist reading I did. It says, no one is there, nothing happened.
This is Buddhist.
He says, how good is that movie? You'll be totally bored. So.
The only problem is Buddhist says Sunya, which is not our view. It's the consciousness is there.
The example of Swamiji was in life, everything is good. Everything is good. You're good, your wife is good, you got married there, your children are good.
Nobody will go to see that movie.
Who will go to see this movie? So what is the fun in it? There's no play.
Villain should be there, some masala should be there, then people will go.
Some crime should be there.
The whole play, with mind only, actually.
Yes.
Really. Whole play is because of our mind. We give too much importance to our mind's thinking.
Too much importance to the self, the
To our thinking only, no?
body mind self.
Yeah, the self is also a thinking only,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I mean, the
Yeah.
self is nothing but a thought pattern, actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
an unthinking thinking, unthinking self.
Yeah.
No, no, there you're using thinking in a critical sense, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's
Yeah.
the
What
thought pattern that habitually has come,
Yeah. Mm.
So that construct of self is really a thought pattern only,
Yeah.
So it's
but
actually
and
mechanical.
it can be deconstructed, right? You
Yeah,
can
so it's actually
deconstruct it.
mechanical in that respect, right? So it's going in that
Yeah.
groove,
Yeah,
and you cannot get out of the groove. That's the whole
yeah.
problem.
That's what Puji Swami used to. This Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." So Puji Swami asked, "So if you don't think, you're not there?" Like he
Yeah.
said, "I am, therefore I can think." And it stops with "I am," right? I just, that's it. Everything else is
Yeah,
Even in
reference.
this Maya only we can understand we are without Maya. This is also Maya's one type of Maya.
Yeah.
Without Maya, we can understand we are who we are.
Mm.
So this is
That's
one
a
type
very
of blessing also. How
Yeah.
we take is
So-
different.
Also, Swaminiji, you said that jnana and vijnana, right? You said jnana is
Paroksha Jnana.
not it's not immediate knowledge, right? It is
Yeah, Paroksha.
discriminative knowledge, maybe like
Yeah.
you said this is not reality, this is not reality. You keep on negating, but then in vijnana you assimilate everything. You say all of this is Brahman only. There is
Yeah.
so that is even more difficult step, it seems like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That
To
you know,
say-
in the 6th chapter, there is a one.
Because if you have that vijnanam, you're a jnani.
yeah, it's very right.
Yeah, in the 6th chapter, there's a Samadarshan. What was that once?
Yeah.
That,
Mhm.
Jnaninaha samadarshana.
no, that one is the Sarva Bhuta
Yeah.
Samatmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatman, Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma, Samadarshana,
Hmm.
Sarvatra Samadarshana. This is called Vijnanam. I'm seeing myself in every being, and every being are in me. That is called Samadarshana.
Yeah, 29th verse, 6th chapter, 29.
29th verse. This is the ultimate vision. According to Shastra, it's called Sarvatma Bhava. I am in every being. It's called Sarvatma Bhava.
Okay.
And the beauty is it is broke, this whole ability to relate to the Shastra breaks it down so clearly. But I go back to, like, you used to say, so I mean, even for practical purposes, people get always this question, how is it practical? And I think it's very practical. If I just remembered your sentence, don't give importance to the mind. Like, yeah. I mean, even for regular thinking, if people used to assume, if they think they are using their intellect, it's not, right? Thinking is almost, you can hurt yourself by thinking.
Yeah, we keep on hurting. Yeah, true. We should be, Tatastha, Sakshi Bhava, witness.
Sakshi Bhava,
Kutastha.
yeah.
Kutastha.
Sakshi Bhava.
Sakshi Bhava is very useful strategy, actually. Even if it creates a little bit of space, when you're going through tremendous difficulty,
Yeah.
just that Sakshi Bhava, if you can create for a little moment.
It gives so relief. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very practical thing, actually. I mean,
Okay.
And one more thing, Swaminiji, I like the when you meant that Bhumi, Apaha, Analaha, and then comes, right? Come.
Yeah.
That's a nice word. I like that word. Come.
There is a one whole upasana comes in Chandogya Upanishad, Kham Brahma. Everything is Brahma is Kham Brahma. But actually Khagaha, no, there is a one word, Khaga.
Birds.
They call bird. Khe Gachati.
Ke gachati khagaka, right?
Is Khagaha. One who always fly in the space is called
Okay.
Khagaha.
Khaga.
Khaga.
Kam also means in a different sense, krodha, no? Like anger.
No, no.
No?
Kam means only, no. Kam means space only, avakash.
Space, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's maybe like Sudhakar, I think I know what I think it's like
Yes.
kam rudanti iti krodaha or something like that, right? When that which obstructs your ananda, like kam is like ananda, right? Space like thing.
Something I remember.
Kam, yeah, like krodha sort of restricts you, right? You don't have space like openness. You become very restricted.
Where it comes?
I don't know, Swamiji.
Something like that. Yeah, I've heard something also. Like Swami TV defines krodha somewhere like kam rudanti the krodha or something like that.
That's actually seems like a good definition. What obstructs space? Krodha.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you have remember, please tell
Yeah,
me.
I will try. I mean, some samskara in my head. Something is something.
Okay.
Thank you, Swami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Om
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.